Today I'm reviewing the Skytech Gaming Azure 3 Plus desktop PC with a Ryzen 7 7800x3D, NVIDIA RTX 5070T with 16GB VRAM, 32GB of DDR5 5600 memory, and a 1TB Gen4 NVMe SSD. If you want to check current pricing or availability, it's linked below. I've spent real time using this system as my daily gaming and multitasking machine, playing both competitive shooters and large open-world games, watching media, running creative tools, and switching between apps with background utilities running. These observations are based on actual workflows, not just benchmark charts. Let's set expectations up front. This isn't a compact mini PC or a lower-end budget rig. It's built as a full-size desktop that aims for a strong mix of gaming performance and general responsiveness without unnecessary complexity. In practical gaming use, performance feels capable and consistent. The Ryzen 7 7800x3D paired with the RTX 5070T gives very usable results at 1080p with higher ultra-quality settings. Competitive titles stay smooth and responsive, over 100 FPS in many cases with sensible settings, and open-world games stay comfortable at high detail levels. It doesn't chase extreme frame numbers in every title, but it avoids noticeable stutters or micro-lags that interrupt the feel of gameplay. At 1440p, most games remain playable with slightly tuned settings. You won't always hit the highest presets with maxed frame rates, but the overall experience holds up well as resolution increases. The system doesn't feel strained or defensive, it handles realistic gaming loads with headroom for everyday play. Thermals and cooling behavior are worth addressing honestly. Under sustained gaming or heavy CPU stress, the fans are active and certainly audible. In a quiet room you'll notice them, but the sound stays steady rather than sharp or erratic. Temperatures under load sit in sensible ranges and don't trigger abrupt throttling during extended sessions. For most users, this balance between cooling and audible fans feels practical rather than intrusive. Idle or light tasks push the system into a low-noise state. Web browsing, video playback, and document work happen without drawing attention to the PC, which matters when it's part of a shared space. The 32GB of DDR5 5600 memory delivers real value in daily use. With a browser full of tabs, communication apps, and creative tools open alongside games, the system doesn't feel bogged down. That amount of RAM aligns with heavier multitasking and future-proofs the system better than 16GB would in today's workflows. Storage behavior mirrors this practical performance. The 1TB Gen4 NVMe SSD boots the system quickly, delivers responsive uploads, and shortens game loading times. Having that storage capacity means you don't constantly juggle space for large modern titles, which is a real quality of life benefit. Build quality and internal layout feel solid and purposeful. The RGB lighting is modest and doesn't overwhelm the overall aesthetic. Internally, there's room to expand. Additional storage or RAM is accessible if you choose to upgrade later without too much hassle. Now for trade-offs. This isn't a workstation chassis aimed at heavy single-threaded compute or serious content creation with professional effects. It's a gaming-centric platform, and while it handles everyday creative tasks well, workloads like long batch renders or large-scale 3D production are still better suited to systems with more CPU cores or dedicated workstation GPUs. Similarly, if your priority is 4K gaming at ultra details with maximum frame rates in every title, this hardware will require compromises, sensible tuning rather than blanket max settings. That's typical for this class of GPU and not a flaw so much as a realistic boundary. Compared to budget gaming desktops, this feels notably more capable in both memory and graphics headroom. Compared to ultra-high-end rigs with flagship GPUs and exotic cooling, it trades some top-end raw performance for very solid everyday use and more approachable pricing. Who this makes sense for? Players who want a gaming desktop that delivers smooth, real-world performance across current titles, practical multitasking, and a responsive experience out of the box. It also suits users who value a system they can grow into without immediate hardware upgrades. In day-to-day use, that translates to a PC that rarely surprises you negatively, behaves predictably under load, and doesn't demand constant tweaking to stay comfortable. Check current pricing below and evaluate it against your needs.